Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Let us tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this afternoon. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, Spirit? Collective energy, Spirit, please. Collective energy, what storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, Spirit? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. In the central energy, we've got the Empress. In the challenge position, these just came right out of here. So we got the, so there's the betrayal, the trickery, and the fraud, and the releasing the baggage and moving on. Releasing trickery and fraud and moving on. In the challenge position, in the subconscious, well, it kind of came out and then leaned on my leg, so I'm going to say it's a Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're releasing the worry. You're releasing it. Letting go of the nightmare. In the recent past. In the recent past, we've got King of Wands reversed. A ruthless person with unachievable expectations. Intentions and expectations. Emperor. Protection. So they're expecting a father figure to offer protection. The Emperor is there. The Emperor is like going to put the smack down on this guy because he's messing around with the Empress. In the near future, you got the Star. Rebirth, renewal. All is well. Spiritual fortune and purpose. The lens is being looked through. Eight of Swords. A restriction. Somebody's being restricted. In the mental body, perhaps. They could be losing their gifts of telepathy, third eye, astral traveling, all that good stuff. So they may be restricted here. In the environment. Yeah, in the environment, there's the Five of Wands. Conflict. Still. Hopes and fears. Jeez. They might be, their hope is to win at all costs. Their fear is defeat. With the Seven of Swords there. So they're fighting. They're afraid of defeat. They are hoping for a win at all costs. They're mentally restricted. They could have lost their remote viewing, astral traveling abilities, telepathy abilities. And the outcome, Spirit. What's the outcome? The outcome is the Seven of Wands. Standing up for yourself and maintaining control, protection. Which leaves these ones in sorrow. They're in sorrow because you're gaining the fruits of your labor here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. A new love, your love, a new marriage, and this is in death for the devil. New beginnings for the innocent. Heartfelt proposals. We've got a Nine of Cups and a victory here. Emotional stability, a wish come true. Good stuff is happening, and it's the Ace of Wands here, so it's a very passionate. Everybody or whoever this reading is for is very passionate for this new beginning. Take it as it resonates. I tend to read macro, but because it's collective, so I tend to see more than one person. But please take it as it resonates for you. The Empress. Abundant, accomplished, peaceful. Whoa, these all came out and just popped right on out there. We got optimistic, innocent. An innocent optimism. Maybe the innocent are optimistic, or she's optimistic for the innocent. Challenge is this theft, trickery and fraud, and transitioning, leaving it behind, moving on. So that's the challenge. You got to leave this trickery and fraud behind. Optimistic for the innocent, and it could be optimism for the innocent children. Optimism for the children, the innocent children, or the innocent child within others. Take it as it resonates. Prophecy in the reverse. The relationship is ending. What is this? Prophecy in the reverse. It didn't go like they thought it was going to go. It didn't matchy their prophetic storyline. And the other day they were saying how it went in reverse. Like they were looking for the innocence, but it looks like you rebirthed into a phase of innocence. So it went backwards. It's like you were this, and then you spiritually transitioned into a new life, which is innocent. So they weren't seeing that. So anyway, they were trying to get tricky with you, and you're releasing that baggage. Prophecy in the reverse. It doesn't match the prophecy that they had, and so there could be argument as to you and your validity because it doesn't match some prophet's fantasy of years ago. Because your life and your circumstance doesn't match a faulty prophecy. People are freaking out, right? So anyway, you got the Nine of Swords reversed. Somebody might be reaching out. You could be releasing the worry. releasing the nightmare, letting it go. Yeah. You're releasing the worry. And then you've got reaching out and evermore. Excuse me. So the Empress could be innocent and optimistic for this evermore, to release this nightmare, and maybe there's a release of depression, a turning around, happiness, because there's hope for this evermore. In the recent past, you've got King of Wands reversed with unachievable expectations, and we've got vanity in the reverse. This person's pride may be hurt because they have unachievable expectations. This ruthless person, yeah, their pride has been hurt because the Emperor here, the Empress's Emperor is here, and he's exercising some authority here. As is. It's not a game. It's not an illusion. It is. And he could be making structure for the innocent, peaceful people. And it's truthful. It's honest. It's a rejuvenation and a renewal. The Star, the spiritual fortune, a rebirth. It's a new chapter, a new cycle, a new beginning. And we've got, we got disconnect, and it's got disconnect in the reverse. So somebody was unable to disconnect the Star. They could not cause the Star to disconnect. They're in a victim mentality here. They could be mentally having some restrictions or some feeling isolated. They might be negative thoughts. They could be all alone in their head with negative thoughts. They could be remembering something. They could be remembering family. They could be remembering a child. Fighting here in the environment. So there's conflict and rivalry in the environment, and we got labor in the reverse. So it's not working. This competition's not working. The conflict isn't working, and they're afraid of defeat. They're trying to win at all costs. They're afraid of defeat. Their teachings aren't working. The knowledge that they have isn't working. They're bad teachings. So they're in fear of defeat. They got these dark teachings because you're able to stand up for yourself and protect yourself. You've got defense here. And you persevere through this challenge. They cannot be you. They can't be you. They can't steal your destiny or your identity. You persevered. They cannot be you. This snake. The snake can't be you, but the snake may be getting a visitation. There's a snake that wants to be you. They can't be you, and they may be getting a visitation here and now. You handled things perfectly. You're entering into a status of privilege. You're a peaceful person, and you are being congratulated. Your place of service or the services that you are offering are at a secret location or a hidden location. Under the table. Hush, hush. And religion is being haunted. You've been forgiven for your faith during this conflict. You stayed faithful. You didn't go dark. You didn't retaliate. You didn't do... vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and you prayed. There may be a tribe making an appearance before somebody in the limelight. They're a player. Maybe they were playing with time, this player. Or maybe this player, it's time for this player to experience the horseplay that they gave to you. And their leadership position is in the grave. Their days of being a leader are over. Attention is brought to your purpose. You see very clearly. You're an empath. You have empathy, objectivity. You can see both sides of a situation very clearly. You're not blind. And you care about yourself. You take good care of yourself. And you may become a teacher, a wholesome teacher, a teacher of wholesome ideas and ways to manage yourself in stressful situations. You are a bohemian, an artist, a creator with a promise. A promise of what? A home? Exploring a home? Or maybe this explorer is going to be, maybe you will be so this explorer, there's an explorer here, and it could be that your home is defended. Home is your house, your body, your temple. This chicken has had a very limited perception or a misperception of you when they were driving you, so-called competing with you for your body and for your things. They had a misperception regarding martyring you. You were able to preserve yourself. They thought you were down for the count. This kin, this ancestry, is receiving a message that's bringing drama to them. It's an important message for a witch. You survived. The Creator survived. And now there's justice being delivered. What they were expecting is going to be made absent. And in its place is a road, a pathway of hardship. For the backstory that they were doing and effing around with the sovereign arcana. Everything was seen. They have an addiction. And they used the Ouija board, the spirits, against the people who shine, trying to take their spiritual throne. And the people who shine didn't do anything. They were actually manipulated. Okay? And now there's going to be a change regarding love. No more pretending. This actor, this people from an invisible place pretending to be you and doing stuff is over. There's very conscientious. You keep your mind and your life clear. This wise guy has been doing things for entertainment. And it could be that the wise guy is going to be receiving some form of entertainment. I don't know if they'll find it entertaining, but could be. So the Empress is here. Evolved, abundant, optimistic, innocent. She could be optimistic for the innocent. You know, the nurturing mother figure. Optimistic for the innocent children. Daydreaming, longing for you. Longing for you. The challenge is that there was deception here, and you're going to release that baggage. The relationship is ending. It was a false prophecy. Whatever these ones were doing, you're getting around a false prophecy. It was a fantasy. Somebody called it a prophecy, but it was just some fantasy that they were trying to get people to play the role of and in. They tried to force a fantasy and called it prophecy. So we've got the Nine of Swords. Empress is thinking Nine of Swords reversed, releasing the nightmare. Hopeful, releasing the worry, reaching out for the evermore, daydreaming, longing for you, and the responsibilities of family. Somebody is feeling broken and shattered about this. It could be the person who was longing to be you. Yeah, your nightmare is over and you're getting into your evermore, and they're shattered. King of Wands reversed, a ruthless person who had unachievable expectations. Vanity is in the reverse. Their pride is hurt. Their ego is damaged. They want to escape. They're looking to escape. The expectation is that the Emperor is here with stability and structure, authority, disciplined, and at peace, as is. Like, this isn't somebody, I didn't hear this before the other day. Somebody said she doesn't have to heat. Like, the energy, it is what it is. There's nothing special. It's not energy that they took from somebody else. It's not somebody else's or an animal or anybody else's life force. It's that person's essence as it is. It's in this energy here. Powerful light energy. Who was that? I heard earlier. Was that Ian? 144 from the Stars Tarot. He was talking about somebody, and this is strange. He mentioned white lightning, and last night I was thinking about, I was kind of meditating on white lightning fire, because back in June it was really awful for me, and I was praying, to please remove these whatever. And then I got in big capital letters FED, and then right under that UP, fed up, and it was in white lightning fire, the letters were. And so last night I was actually kind of thinking about the white lightning bolts of fire, right? And I was thinking about the boilers in the ships. I used to clean them with the high power water pressure. You have to jam this rod into each little hole to clear it out. And I was thinking about white fire lightning going through all the little holes of this humongous ship boiler mechanism, and then coming out and just going. And so I was kind of envisioning that last night. And then today I was watching 144 from the Stars Tarot, and he had mentioned that there was a Emperor type figure out there taking out the big bad bully with white lightning. And I thought, wow, isn't that a coincidence? It's amazing. Mend the connection. Mend the connection. The fixing the connections. Fixing the connections. Star. a renewal, a rebirth, not disconnected. They could not disconnect this star. Commitment. Commitment. They could not separate this emperor and this empress. They could not do it. They're in the star energy. They've got this beautiful light, and they're not disconnected. They are actually committed and connected. Committed and connected. And they're no damn reflection. Oh, no, they're not. They're this. They got their bling on. They're in their faith, in their purpose. You've got somebody here in an Eight of Swords energy. They're feeling mentally victimized. They could be mentally restricted. They could be having some kind of troubles with their mental body. They're feeling like a victim. They're remembering perhaps what they did to a family or what they did to a child. Perhaps what they did to this Empress when she was a child. Or maybe they just remembering what they did to this Empress, period, to try to keep her in this Emperor way. They're hurting from the damage that they've caused. They're remembering the damage that they've caused. So they're remembering the damage that they caused, and they're having victim mentality about it. In the environment, you've got this conflict. You know, there's a lot of tension going on, and it's not working out. It's just not working. They want forgiveness. They're afraid of defeat. They're whatever teachings they had, it's not working. So they're in fear of this defeat, of this loss. They're in upheaval. Third party. So you're persevering, you're standing up for yourself, you have protection during this, and you are defended. You're maintaining control, and they cannot be you. They can't steal your identity. Chemistry. Stand up for yourself. They can't be you. And then we've got passion here, chemistry, and guilty. Unexpected outcome for an egotistical person who missed their opportunity because they made mistakes. And you, who are an irreplaceable person, have the soul tie because the truth has been revealed and it's time. It's too late for them to take any action or to change anything. They feel there's unfinished business. Their values are all about money. They could be in solitary confinement, thinking about what the jokes, the fun that they were having, trying to destroy responsible families. This chaser sabotaged themselves, and now they're in regret because they're getting detached from those who love themselves, who gave generously. You're going to get reciprocal self-love. It's time for you to get it. You never gave up hope for this loving family, and there's an understanding. They see your side of the story, and they see you as inseparable. Your love is always there despite the distance, and you're having a new chapter. You're going to start over. And oh man. Somebody posted earlier on one of my things that the divine masculine was dead. And at first I was like, oh. And then I thought, wow, I mean, thousands of years, look what's been happening to the mother and child. And I'm starting to wonder, if it isn't true. And then they said that we were going to make a new human or a new man. So I'm excited for this new chapter. and what kind of humans are going to be created with the new foundation keepers and the stars and the suns when they come together, when the people who have the light within them and the love within them, and they come together and actually birth a family tree. I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like, you know, the loyalty and the health and brilliance of the soul and spirit, you know, based in love and respect. I think it's going to be wonderful. So we've got needs. Okay, so Empress is here, optimistic for and innocent, or optimistic for the innocent, daydreaming and longing for her evermore. The road is no longer long. Needs. So there's not a long wait. This in the upright it says you have a long way to go before you find what you want, but it's in the reverse and you've got needs here. So your needs are being met. What you want is right here. What you need is right here. You don't have to wait for what you need anymore. The wait is over. The challenge is this dishonest trickery and fraud, this betrayal. You're leaving it behind. You're cutting everybody off. This was not prophesied, or it was maybe they don't, maybe this wasn't what was prophesied. An ending. See, they what their prophecy wasn't about an ending. Their prophecy was whatever it was. There was going to be, you know, a big marriage and a big celebration and all that. And I think that there will be, but not for the ones who are trying to trick you and do fraud. Their prophecy was nothing more than a fantasy, whatever it was. And they tried to force people to play roles within that and make it happen. And it's ending. You're leaving it behind. Relationship ending. You're letting it go. That their prophecy was nothing more than a fantasy, and they're guilty of lying and cheating and stealing, hurting others, trying to make this happen. And you're letting go of the nightmare, Empress. You're releasing it. You're releasing the worry. You're releasing the nightmare. You're hopeful for your evermore. And these ones who are guilty because they could not make their prophecy work or their fantasy work or whatever, they're feeling broken and shattered. They're reaching out for you. They didn't see it coming. It could be that they didn't see it coming. Oh, and then we got the ending came out in the reverse. They're shattered because they couldn't cause an ending for your evermore. The nightmare is in the reverse. It's over. Ending is in the reverse. They couldn't end it. They're broken and shattered because you're coming together with your evermore and you're thinking about each other. King of Wands here, ruthless, unachievable expectations, vanity in the reverse. Their pride is hurt. They want to escape. They want to escape. Oh, what's this? Let me see. Secrets. They weren't telling the whole truth. They want to escape these secrets. They want to escape. They don't want to have to say and hear the truth. Their pride is hurt because the secrets are out. The Emperor is here. Authority, leader, as is. Everything that he needs to pull this off is within him. The white lightning fire, whatever it is, boom. And he's mending these connections between him and this Empress. The connection is fixed. The connection is fixed. They're no longer disconnected. The connection is fixed. You're a star, Empress, and maybe the Emperor is resting in star energy too. You're definitely no low light reflection. You are who you are. And they could not cause an ending for you. Games. Fixing the connection after all these games. So your heart is going to mend. The connection is fixed after, and all these games, you know. He says, know what you want and be honest. So he knows what he wants. He's being honest. The heart is going to mend. The connection is being fixed after all these games that have been being played with love. I don't think he's been playing games with love. I think he just, you know, everybody's been dealing with that. It's been a nightmare for people. Burned. You've been hurt before, so it's hard for you to trust. Let someone in and love again. So, but you're not disconnected. You're in this commitment. You've been hurt before. It's hard for you to trust, but you're doing it anyway. You're going forward with renewal, with rejuvenation, with a spiritual fortune and faith. You're moving forward in faith. Somebody's having victim mentality. It could be that they're being mentally restricted and they're remembering all of the damage that they've done. It could be they're hurting from the damage that they've done. They're hurting from the damage that they've done because they couldn't trap you in the dark. So they're the ones who are hurting from it. They couldn't put this on you. They are remembering the damage. They are hurting from the damage. They are suffering from mental victim mentality. They're having negative thoughts, feeling isolated and restricted. They couldn't trap you in the dark. So in this conflict here in the environment, you've got labor in the reverse, so it's not working. The conflict did not work, and now they want your forgiveness. They're tired. They don't have any energy. You pulled back your energy. They can't fight you using your energy anymore. So they're tired. They need your forgiveness. Isn't that something? Like they pull energy out of you and then use it to attack you. Isn't that something? Fighting you with your own energy. And they're tired because they don't have access to it anymore. So they're afraid because they've been defeated. The teaching was bad that these third parties had. They were tempted by the snake. You were able to persevere. You stood up for yourself and you maintained control. They could not be you. You're very passionate about your life. And even when you're alone, you're never alone, and you know it. This says you feel like you are in this situation all by yourself, but it won't be like this forever. So somebody wasn't able to be you, and it looks like you have a passionate and intense connection with your Emperor, Empress here. So you may not be with each other in the physical at this time, but it's not going to be like this forever. It's a very passionate connection. And these ones were not able to be you because you're already very much energetically connected and aware of each other. And again, we've got forgiving. Somebody wants an exit plan because they're crushed. Things are very, very hard right now because you're leaving. You're acting fierce. You may be acting aggressive, but you're protecting yourself and you're leaving. You don't want to play with these people anymore. These kids are mean. You don't want to play with them anymore. They're reaching out, trying to connect with you. Everything's in pieces. They're very childish. Very, very childish. And they are so far away physically and emotionally. They're very, very distant and in ruins. They're an empty cup. They have no love in them. They have no light in them. They may have lost their money, their job, their house, their car, their mate, their friends. They're full of anxiety because what they built is crumbling. They lost. They lost because they broke all the promises they made to many flames. With their third-party business, playing in all that energy, and they're grieving now because it's a tough road. Everything's really rocky. They've been set adrift. They've been released, and they're unable to free themselves from this sticky situation. Whatever they're in, they're struggling, and they have to face it. They want to escape this neglect. They've been, their actions speak the loudest. They're really into crazy drama. And they got all caught up in the whirlwind of it, and now they're drowning. They're drowning. They're going under. They're barely keeping afloat. This week should be very significant. It's wild that it happens to be the week of Thanksgiving, when there's a lot of shifts happening. I suppose, I'm thankful for the shift. I don't know exactly what the shift entails. I'm very, very happy that, those who love me in spirit take very, very good care of the messages that come through. And, what I'm permitted to see and what I'm permitted to hear, I feel that there's a great protection regarding that, because there's a lot of stuff happening right now that could potentially be very unsettling. So we've got the abundant Empress here. Optimistic for the innocent, or optimistic and innocent. Daydreaming about being with her evermore. Very, very soon, her needs will be met. Not just emotional, but touch. They will be united. They're longing for each other. Or she's longing for him. It could be that he's longing for her too, since the thing is there. What's this? We got positive in the reverse. This person who's feeling broken and shattered because they couldn't end you. They're here. They're not feeling positive at all. They're feeling very, very negative because your stuff is happening now. The long road is over. Your needs will be met. They're not happy about it. They're broken and shattered by it. You're leaving it behind. They're frauds, and you're leaving it behind. They couldn't make their prophecy come true, or it was a faulty prophecy. They're guilty here of lying. Look. It was a negative prophecy, or it was just a fantasy. They were guilty of lying. It was somebody's wishful thinking, and they tried to get all these actors and actresses to play the role and to make it come alive, according to script. They weren't letting people be authentic in their own reality and connections with source. They were driving everybody into this role, into this script, into a specific format. They weren't letting people live their own dream. career. It was their job. Maybe you're focused on your career right now. You're leaving this behind. You're focused on your career. The relationship is ending. Boom, out of there. They were frauds. They were lying. This wasn't an actual prophecy. It was a fantasy. And they were trying to make everybody make it come true. You're releasing the nightmare. You're releasing the worry. You're reaching out to your evermore. You're here together. Right there. Look at that. The Emperor and the Empress is right here together. And you know what I like too is I like this. They're both like sitting there at peace. Om. And then you've got this too. So their energy between you two is very good. And somebody's feeling broken and shattered because they could not cause you an ending. They couldn't keep you apart. They couldn't destroy your union. We've got unsolicited advice in the reverse. So they don't know what to say. Nobody's offering any advice. There's no advice to give. There's nothing that can be said. They didn't know. Maybe they didn't follow the advice that they were given. Arrogance. Vanity is in the reverse. They weren't telling the whole truth. They're ruthless and they had unachievable expectations. And now they want to escape. Health. This says, I'm going to be part of your health and wellness journey. So they might be worried about their health. They might be worried that somebody else is in charge of their health and wellness journey. This ruthless person, affected health of a lot of flames in a negative light, in a negative way. So now their health is, somebody is going to be part of their health and wellness journey. And it's this Emperor. Because they were playing games with love. And they're not finding this entertaining. This is not entertainment. There's no apology. So the father figure, the authority figure, the partner of the Empress is here as is, calm as can be, mending this connection. Mending the connection. There's no apologies. There's no entertainment. And they know what they want. And they're being honest about it. They're not accepting any apologies from these ones. They're not accepting any apologies. They're not allowing their idea of entertainment here, which is playing games with love. They're not going to do that. Yeah, because they're envious. So, yeah, the Emperor's here. He's going to calm everything right down and fix the heart-to-heart connection in the evermore unions. Or at least in his and his Empress's commitment together here. They're in star energy. The reflection is in the reverse, so they're not low vibing. They're very high vibing. We've got perspective here. They appreciate each other's unique perspective. They were not disconnected. They were not able to disconnect them. Couldn't do it. So they're here in a commitment. They've both been hurt before, with this kind of crapola going on. They've probably been played with just like everybody else, in the mental body, these snakes running around in their third-party perspectives or whatever. So you appreciate each other's perspective, on circumstance. You've been hurt before. It's hard for you to trust, but it's time to let someone in and love again. So this is a beautiful thing because you're going to get to know each other. And you both have been through the similar things, so you know what it's like. You're not walking in, like fresh. Like, it's not somebody who's never been emotionally crushed, going in and getting into a relationship with somebody who's been through it bad, because they won't have any perspective whatsoever of how that is, or the sensitivities that need to be, kind of gifted to the circumstance, when you try to understand each other's perceptions. So somebody's mentally restricted. They're remembering all the they're remembering what they've done, or they're remembering the damages that they've caused. They couldn't stick you in the dark side, and you don't care. You have no empathy for them anymore. You just don't care. And they're stuck with their hurt, and they're yelling at each other, yelling and fighting. In the environment, there is rivalry here, but labor is in the reverse, so it's not working. They want forgiveness. They're tired. They don't have any energy. They don't have any energy, and they're feeling uncertain. They're feeling uncertain what to do. They don't know this new you. It says, my intentions are not yet clear. I'm still trying to figure you out. See, they could never figure you out. They thought they knew what they were doing. They didn't. It didn't work. This business, it didn't work. Breaking hearts, putting out lights, having a gay old time on other people's life force essence, being negative, ruthless, prideful. You're not obligated to deal with these people. You have no obligations at all to them. Nope, none. And they know it. They're feeling uncertain. They have low energy. You're not obligated to deal with them. They were tempted and they did their thing, and that's it. You were able to persevere through this very difficult emotional challenge. You never gave up hope for a solid, faithful union and family. You never gave up. You persevered. You stood up for yourself, and you kept your identity. They could not take your identity. They could not be you. There's a very passionate connection here between the Empress and the Emperor. I've never felt a passion this intense. So you're very passionate about each other. And even though you may be alone at this time, it won't be like this way forever. There's travel in the future, in the near future. You're going to be taking a trip. It says, I think we should take a trip. So it's like the Emperor and the Empress in star energy are committed and connected, and they are going to be making a trip soon. Curious. I'm intrigued and want to learn more. They're very curious about each other. They're very curious to get to know each other. Vent. Somebody has to vent. This is really bad news for them. They could be seeking advice about some kind of a growth that they have. They're hoping that you will welcome them. They want to brag about something. They may want to ask you for a favor. They need a safe space. They're hoping that you'll be friendly. They're approaching with nothing but kindness. They want to reconnect, but they're envious. They don't actually like you. They envy you, and they want to be in your energy. So they may want to ask for a favor, a big favor, a small favor, advice, any reason to get in your space. They may want to share a secret with you. There could be some great news here that they're the great news is what? That their past is negative, that their negative is past. They sabotage themselves, this tribe. And they're traveling somewhere for lying, for being an imposter, and they're desperate. And you can laugh because you're an honest person. They were greedy. And they were trying to collaborate for your future. And now you're saying goodbye. The gift, which is you, is saying goodbye. So yeah, they're gonna try to come up and get in your space. They're gonna try to develop some sort of a connection, or share a gift, or ask a favor. Anything to connect and cord energetically is what they're gonna try to do. But it doesn't look like it's gonna work out. Looks like you are getting ready to head out. Looks like you're getting real ready to make a serious transition, and it could happen very, very soon. I hope that this brings clarification to something that you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.